Welcome to 𝗂𝗏𝘁 Spotlight. I'm your host, Brittany Borer. Each week, we feature a special guest to provide insights on a relevant topic in the food and beverage industry. This week, we will be focusing on mochi. It's a growing trend in the US and also a personal favorite of mine in the treat category. Mochi is a rice-based dough that is used in a variety of sweets in Japan. So, who would be better to comment on this topic than the founder and CEO of Issei Mochi Gummies, the world's first mochi-based gummy candy? Please join me in welcoming Mika Shino to 𝗂𝗏𝘁 Spotlight. Hi, Mika. Thank you for joining me on the show today.
Hi, Brittany. Thank you so much for having me.
So, Mika, we've been seeing a growing interest in mochi across various formats in the US for at least the past decade or so. Now there's just so much innovation in the market. You'll find mochi ice cream, donuts, pancakes, and now the world's first mochi gummies. So tell us, why did you choose to bring mochi gummies to the market?
Well, it was my kids. I did it because of my two boys who love gummy worms and gummy bears and anything chewy. And I always felt kind of guilty as a mom giving them these treats that were full of artificial flavors and artificial colors and gelatin. So I started to bake these mochi pieces in my kitchen and I called them gummies. And they loved it. And their friends loved it. And their parents loved it, and that's how mochi gummies, Issei mochi gummies were born.
So you are Issei, a first-generation Japanese American immigrant, and I understand you have a background in bridging cultures through music with the United Nations. You've even studied at Le Cordon Bleu cooking school in Paris, and now you're the owner of a growing CPG company in the US that's bringing a bit of Japanese culture to other parts of the world. What concerns did you have about the challenges in the food and beverage space when you began your journey?
Well, that's a great question. I had a lot of concerns, mainly because I didn't know anything about the food industry. As you said, my background is in diplomacy, music production, music tech. So I had a lot of concerns, but I just felt that I could figure it out. And I just launched it, and I've been trying to figure it out ever since. It's been 15 months.
When you started this company, did you foresee any of the hurdles that you had to overcome in making a CPG company?
No, I had no idea how difficult it was going to be. And I'm not sure if somebody sat me down and told me how complicated and complex it would be, I'm not sure if I would have really delved into it. But no, I couldn't foresee it. Everything from, manufacturing, finding partners, finding great ingredients, trying to stay true to the clean label mission that I had, to connecting with retailers and marketing, all of it. It's really quite overwhelming, but it's been an incredible learning experience.
Now, with mochi being such a new format relatively in the United States, how do you balance appealing to hesitant retailers while also preserving your brand's authenticity?
Yeah, another great question. We've been lucky enough to find retailers who really got the vision and saw the potential immediately. We launched exclusively with Whole Foods and Raley's and Sprouts, and we'll be launching with bigger sort of mainstream retailers in 24. But there's definitely, I don't know, hesitation, but definitely some kind of curiosity together with hesitation, I guess you can say, of what this is. It's not sweet in the sense of a traditional gummy candy or Starburst or Jolly Rancher. It's very subtle. The flavors are subtle because it's all natural. So we are definitely committed to staying true to our vision and our mission, which is a better for you snack, clean label, all natural, gluten free, vegan. Um, and I think, the mainstream folks, they'll learn to love it, but it's definitely a learning curve that has to happen.
Do you know what I find wild? Japan is importing your product. Could you compare for me how the process would have gone if you had chosen to create this CPG product in Japan versus America?
Yeah, I don't think it would have happened. Japan is a really, really difficult uh, country in terms of business culture. And if you don't come from the industry, if you don't come from a family that's affiliated with the industry, just somebody like me coming from a completely different career path to come up with a prototype, it's almost impossible. So I think the fact that I was able to launch it in the US attracted a lot of Japanese retailers to look at it seriously. I don't think they would have looked at it seriously if I came out with bags of it myself in Japan. It's very, very challenging. And I think, the US is really definitely a land of opportunities, and I don't think I would have been able to do this anywhere else.
Well, Mika, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. Everyone, this is Mika Shino, the founder and CEO of Issei Mochi Gummies. Thanks so much for being on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me, Brittany.
And as always, you can check out all the great content that we've done by clicking on this playlist. I'm Brittany Boer, and I'll see you again on another episode of FI Spotlight.